Hello everybody, and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some Metaphor, and we gained a new party member last time.
Let's see.
We should find Rella in the church on the Central Street. I hope we'll be able to find some sort of clue about the curse. Alright, so that's what we're going to be doing. So apparently, our new party member, Juna, the songstress, she has a sister named Rella who is an Ishkia. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what their familial connections are. But she called her sister, so we're gonna find out pretty soon here, I think.
What now?
Now, let's also... So it looks like we have room for at least 2 more party members. Y'all notice that? So I think we can expect at least 2 more party members to be added to this game. All right, let's take a quick look at the masked dancer. Your weapon's a little bit behind. Do we have any other fans? Not really. Okay.
Nice!
Okay, we can definitely do that. And now these Seeker's Mask changes skills and resistances when equipped. And only this class can use these? How does that work exactly? I guess we'll figure that out as we go. Okay. But let's look at this. So Infernal Vortex, Art of Dance, increases success rate of skills that inflict status ailments, deals medium magic wind damage to one enemy. We got Taru, Tetra, and some other ones you'll learn is Mask Revelry, recovers a medium amount of the caster's MP every turn. Ooh, that's a really good passive skill. That would be good for literally everybody to get. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get everybody to rank 11 on this class. Okay, that's really cool. Restores more if archetypes of the same lineage are present. Okay. Deals heavy magic fire damage to all enemies. Alright, seems like a really, really cool archetype. You know what? She's the only one who can use it, huh? I think that's unique to her. So everybody else can't learn that. Interesting. Very interesting. So let's see, where do we have? So we've got one here, we've got one here, and we've got one here. So we've got at least 3 more base archetypes that we're gonna find along the way, and then a bunch of advanced ones. Okay. So we get 1, 2, 3. I think that's it. Okay. Interesting. Oh, no, we can see that... Okay, so we can see where this one's at. I wonder if we'll get access to that one later then on some of the other people. I don't know how that's gonna work. Interesting. Okay. Now we could get you one other base skill if we taught you anything. What would we want? Muraku Kaja might be good. Like if we just unlock this for you, we could get Muraku Kaja, but maybe we want something that's a little bit cheaper on mag right now. What is her stats? Let's find out what her stats are. Details. Really, really bad strength. Okay, so we want to go straight mage with her. Yeah, she's a magic, she's a caster all the way. Like, we have not seen strength that bad on anybody. Like, she have better magic than us? No, she does not. But easily second best. Okay.
I see.
Maybe let's start with healer and mage probably make the most sense to start with you, huh?
I see. Fascinating.
Let's start with healer.
Right here. All right. I'm counting on you. Of course.
First time seeing this for her. I hear the voices of past hero souls, a worthy heart who tempers anxiety into strength. If thou art prepared to reach out a hand to any in need, even amidst the chaos of battle, I shall bestow upon thee our soul, the soul of the healer. Ah, the healer archetype. Anyone who wants healing, raise your hand. Leave it all to me. She's like Rize 2.0, huh? The healer archetype is awakened. There we go.
I knew I could do it.
We're not going to change to it, but this will give us Hama.
All right. Proper aces.
Oi, laddie, think maybe I've had a bit too much to drink for one day. Thought I just saw the songstress Juno with my own two eyes. Must have gotten into the good stuff if I'm hallucinating her walking around.
Sure.
Yeah, probably wouldn't hurt to cut back on the drinks a little. Even if she actually was here.
You're not serious. Idiot.
It's that creepy elder boy. It's disgusting the way you maintain the pretense of being a legitimate candidate for the throne. I was so glad to see you had gone. Why do you again pollute Grand Trad streets with your presence? We just have some business at the church, no need to be at our throats. The church dare impinge upon that sacred ground?
Oh, come off it.
St. Rella is there too. What a disgrace. It's disgusting that they allow filth like you into there. You suck.
An elder? All very nice.
Well, sometimes I see some crazy things when I go out for a walk at night. Like that there. That's Juno over by that church, isn't it? That has to be her, right? It's not Juno. Quit pulling my leg. That's definitely Juno. I can't be wrong this time. I've got a Clamar acquaintance who's a big fan of her. We go out for drinks sometimes, and this guy just keeps talking on and on about Juno. That bloke's gonna be awfully jealous. All right, girl, let's do this.
Let's go.
Rella's inside this church. Let's go.
Terribly sorry. Putting some elixirs away. Be with you in a moment.
I really like Rella. I think her design is cool. I think she's kind of a babe. I don't know, man. I like the bird girl.
Hello. How can I help you? Juna!
Long time no see. Sorry for all of us storming the place.
And you're the one who was at the exhibition.
Right. Now that you all know each other's names, Rella is my older sister. Adopted sister, that is.
Okay, there
Her
it is.
family took me in. Though don't spread it around. The public doesn't know, and we don't know who tried to exploit it.
It's been forever, Juna. I'm so sorry. I really was planning to meet you after the opening ceremony.
I understand. You were attending to Sanctifex Forden in Tilbrile Haven. But that's wonderful. Such deft social climbing even puts father's efforts to shame, eh?
Ugh, social climbing. Glad to make your acquaintance. I am Rella Cygnus. I'm a healer. But somehow, I doubt that's why you're here.
Actually, there's something we'd like you to look at.
Where did you get this?
I know it's asking a lot, but could you share anything you know? Without asking too many questions?
I've seen something like this before. I'd never forget. Objectively speaking, the magic involved is a direct inversion of a healing spell. Popularly known as a curse.
I suppose that stands to reason.
Pardon the late introduction. I am Hulkenberg, a Knight of the Crown. As you may have guessed, that is the formula to the curse that slew His Royal Highness, the Prince.
Hold on.
The death of His Highness was a tragedy, one I would see repaid in full. As His Royal Guard, 'tis my duty to punish the treasonous snake responsible.
Then surely the man who penned this was Luis.
Look, what happened at the exhibition? We were trying to get closer to Louise. You're a holy woman, so I couldn't ask your forgiveness. But if you could at least understand.
The Lady Joanna's penitence was sincere. To hear her, I thought it must be so. It was Forden who chose such a terrible punishment. That was what scared me.
Oh, Rella.
But I'm a bit relieved. I heard rumors Luis had swept you off your feet and you'd been hanging on his arm since. Oh, I worried for you so, Juna. I see now I needn't have given it a second thought.
Of course.
Good
I
sister.
am Juani's Cygnus, and my life is...
Yes, yes, your life is your own, I know. Just make sure you're not causing trouble for everyone else.
Super big sister
Suppose this
vibes.
is another dramatic and risky gesture? Like when you ran away from home in a frenzy of passion, declaring you'd take the stage or die trying.
No! Well, sort of. Maybe, yes, but... Oh, you didn't have to put it like that.
It worked, so...
I've looked over the formula. From what I can tell, this spell's effects are... enduring. As long as the magic's source continues to exist, the effect shall never fade.
All right, so this actually does appear to be the real formula.
The trouble is, while most curses
So I might have
simply
been wrong
consume the
about
magic released in the
it not
moment's
being the-
casting, this one is
the right
designed
curse.
to perpetually draw on the magic of the caster.
So as long as Luis lives, it doesn't matter where his victims run and hide. Sounds just like him.
But I'm afraid even if His Highness still lived, I don't think anyone could have broken the curse using this. This formula isn't complete. It's a mere outline, clearly jotted from memory. I couldn't tell you how to lift the curse from this alone.
What? Then...
An outline jotted from memory. Huh.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of any help.
Maybe I wasn't wrong. I don't know. I'm trying to do mental gymnastics to figure out like what Luis would have been doing with trying to like reverse engineer the curse. Because it's hard to believe that he would want the prince to survive, but maybe he did. I don't know.
No, you've done plenty. Especially since we're the ones who sprang this on you.
Pardon me, young man. May I say one last thing? You're a friend of hers, aren't you? Please, keep Juna safe.
Join us. We'll keep both of you safe, and you can keep an eye on Juna as well. I've got a little pod bed in our gauntlet runner. It might fit both of us. It might. What am I saying? My wife Fabienne is in this town. I apologize. I take it back. We need to go and see Fabienne. Remind ourselves of how awesome our wife is.
Of course. I'll do what I can.
Thank you. She can be reckless sometimes. I'll be here for the foreseeable future. Any friend of Juna is welcome here, so stop by any time you like.
The curse is impossible to break?
Okay, so we're back to the same goal. Kill
Did I miss a
Luis.
funeral? I've never seen you lot so gloomy.
What do we do now?
The only way left is to take down Luis himself.
The impossibility of that is precisely what led us here, Stroll. And now, we are no further than when we started.
Plenty of assassins have come for Luis, but the king's magic works every time. They all died frozen in agony.
Even if we could fight him properly, do we stand a chance? The man's an unparalleled master of both martial and magic arts.
This might be the end.
Still, we have to stop Luis, no matter what. The royal magic's not an absolute shield. It cost Gladel his life. We've just got to maintain the trust we've earned from Luis, and eventually we'll get our chance.
For now, he told us to wait until the race's next task is announced.
Then we'll have to do just that.
I'm pooped from all this brainstorming. I could use a break in the gauntlet runner.
If we take Juna out in public, we might attract a crowd. We can't risk Louise catching on that we're in the royal capital. At least for today, I'll ask her to stay in the runner, away from prying eyes.
Well, I must say I'm impressed. You have enough beds to accommodate this many people.
Yes, as much as they grumble about cramped quarters.
Apologies. 'Tis hardly accommodation worthy of a diva. And I confess the ride itself is often jarring.
At the very least, I'll be happy with a bath. You have a room for that, I trust?
Hulkenberg has had a major lack of fangirling. I don't know how to feel about that.
Right this way, milady.
Well, no point getting reckless now. Let's think about this some more tomorrow. By the way, what have you been doing all this time, Nurse?
Thinking, mostly.
And drinking,
Been having a
probably.
good old ponder ever since I saw Luis's Skyrunner in the air. Always been my dream to fly on wings, you see. Not with any of this magic levitatory. Then in you come with this teleportation. Made me start wondering if there was any valid point at all to my flight theory, what? A long while back, I did a flight experiment to prove my theory was sound. Failed spectacularly, though. And got myself all crunched up in the process. I was still in bed, midway through my convalescence when they told me I was to be demoted.
Can I go to bed now? Nah. Dude is opening up to us. I didn't know. I'm sorry,
didn't
bro.
know.
Between us, old boy, my flight theory's complete. Principles are sound and tested. All that's left are the practicals, incorporating it into the gauntlet runner. But ever since that accident, I suppose I've been afraid to move forward with it. Afraid of failure. You and the rest of our merry band are risking your very lives for the prince. Here I sit moping, The way I see it, your teleportation can only take us places we've been. If we want to see new horizons, we'll need to take to the skies. It'll take time, no doubt, but I'll put my very soul into it. No shortcuts. And when I fly, I'll do it my way.
It almost sounded like the voice actor was losing his voice on parts of that, didn't it? I hope he was okay. You can change or add members to your party from the party options. In the main menu, press X and form a group of up to 4. Note, reserve members gain less experience at the end of battle, unless they have those perks that don't do that. And you can never remove the protagonist.
So?
Pretty standard stuff there. Less rest in the runner today. Our plans didn't pan out, but we should just concentrate on getting our strength back for now. Okay. Can we do an event, or are we just gonna go to bed? Looks like we might just be going to bed. Let's talk to everybody. 'Tis a better setback that we've lost the means to break His Highness's curse. Yet 'twould serve nothing to only wallow in dismay. If the only path that remains is slaying Luis, we must seek new strength with zeal renewed. You were fortunate indeed to find an unexpected ally in the midst of hostile territory. Hulkenberg had much to say on the fame and accomplishments of both Juna and Rella. I must confess a near total ignorance of modern trends and those that set them. What about you? Well, that certainly could have turned out worse than it did. All thanks to your engineer, I assume? That crazy uncle-looking chap? Crazy uncle? Nuris, wasn't it? Never seen a man run such a tight ship with a few loose screws of his own. That aside, I wish you all wouldn't stand on ceremony with me. I'm on your side now, truly.
Damn it!
After all we did to get into Louise's good graces and secure the formula, does it weigh on you that all our efforts have been spit in the wind? Nothing is wasted, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, that's the spirit. Know that I'm here for you should you ever start to despair. It's times like this when I'm heartened by Juna's bright positivity.
All right.
Gotta use my lucky toilet.
Well then.
Alright, we're not moving, so we can't cook. Oh
Hey
yeah,
there.
I forgot that we planted these.
Whoa.
We were able to harvest some great fruit. If you have more seeds, let's sow them. Okay, it's been deciphered. Clues to the lost relic. Yeah, we've gotten both of the ones in Martyra and Oceania. Okay, so we won't get the next one until I'm assuming we go to the next location. There's a small bed, doesn't look very comfortable. Time to get some sleep.
Good night.
I'm finding it hard to sleep. As good a time as any for some reading, I guess.
Oh, good. You're still awake.
Okay, this is gonna add a bond, and that's when we're gonna be able to unlock her class for everybody else. Gotcha.
What's the matter?
What, you can't sleep?
Can't sleep?
Well, that is rather the problem. I'm wide awake. Once we're back tomorrow, I'll sneak the formula back into Luis's room. Even if he suspected us, he'd never work out that we got to the capital and showed it to Rella in a single night. He won't find out about our mission.
Okay. I should probably have Juno return any Magla keys we got on the Charadrius too, just to be safe. I'll give them to her later.
You know, I'm a bit surprised. I thought I was fine doing all that infiltration at Luis's place. Turns out I wasn't. Finally having others who know the truth, and having gotten to see my sister. I didn't realize how exhausted I am, and you personally saved me from danger back there. I'm terribly grateful to you. You're lucky, really. I'll have you know I'm rarely this candid. That's the forbidden text you mentioned in Luis's room, is it? I've seen him reading it from time to time. What's it like? Can I read a bit of it?
Okay, so he actually has been reading it.
The prevailing culture of the world is one of freedom in all things. No faith, fealty, or philosophy enforces ideology. All are free to create, and all are free to embrace those creations. This culture's influence spreads throughout the world. It is even said that a song of peace was powerful enough to bring an end to war. Oh, how inspiring. It's hard to imagine that a single song could be so influential. I wonder what the world would be like if a song really could reach all people's hearts. No matter their status or tribe. We Nydia, we're all liars, you know. Everyone told us we were inherently worthless, just a fact of our birth. So I learned some glamours to make myself at least look valuable. This form, it's all just a fancy disguise, really. A gilded mask for the world to admire.
Hence
or
her
not.
class.
No, do forgive me. That was all lies, lies, lies. I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to reveal yourself entirely.
I think you ended up revealing a lot more truth than you'd like to admit right now.
But you should always have the freedom to. If these new powers are to give form to my ideals, I want to create a world where we can appreciate each other's freedom. I'll make sure everyone hears that in my songs. No matter what happens.
Juna and I talked into the night.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Okay, so that didn't technically open up her bond yet.
Now, prepare to hear the race's next challenge. Let's find out where our fierce competitors are bound.
So we're on the stone now.
To recap, the 20 candidates with the current highest approval on the King's Rock will be the only ones to proceed. All others will be disqualified. I'd say the results of the exhibition are sure to have spread by now. Let's have a look at the standings, shall we?
You know, something else, in a lot of the beginning parts of the game here, we've been attacked by a bunch of other candidates. they can't do that anymore because we're protected now. So like people aren't going to be attacking us anymore. I wonder how that would work if, let's say that you didn't go and visit somebody like Katharina, right? If you didn't go and do that mission and go by her ship, how would that work out? Because she would have to fight you later after this event has happened. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know.
In first place, the undisputed winner, bane of sea monsters and savior of the people, our very own Sanctifex Forden! And the traitor Luis in second, despite not actually being in the race. But in third, we have the warrior monk captain, Master Guido! Furthermore...
In the end, everyone but Luis is just representing the Sanctus Church.
What's your point? I dare say that's a relief. We'll finally be done with all this chaos. A return to normalcy.
Ha! Normalcy. Funny how it's only the rich who miss how things used to be. But now Count Luis has the people behind him. He'll save the common man.
Yes, we're all keeping our ears out for a response from Luis's faction. But we do have one standout who's seen a stunning jump in popularity since the exhibition. The lad responsible for exposing the sins of the Sanctoress Joanna. Valiant human slayer. Yes, it's the young Elder.
Right, wasn't expecting that one. Nameless to famous in a single night. Just like that, he's in the top 20.
Oi, crier man, where's the windbag? The one what acted all high and mighty over a tiny human head.
Bro's dead.
Oh, right, that Gladel or something. No sign of him, probably saw the writing on the wall and dropped out.
So it really was all talk then? The disgrace to the Rusum, hiding his inadequacy behind Luis's authority.
But the boy candidate isn't the only one in the spotlight. We've a rising star by the name of Katharina. Some big ideas, that girl.
Oh, she's still in the race,
she
huh?
plans to put a price on every wealthy head if she takes the throne.
And what's wrong with that? If they're sitting on most of the kingdom's money, they can afford to hire a little extra security every day. Let them sweat it out.
Now, here's a surprise. We've got a Mastari candidate still in the running.
Okay.
And my sources say they hail from, well, Verga Island.
A pagan island, eh? But they're filthy barbarians. Besides, nobody could compare to Lord Milo.
Okay, so if the Mustari is from that island, the only islands are in that middle area where we know that Louise is going to be heading next, so I wonder if we're going to be heading there. And honestly, like, I've been wondering, I'm like, how are we going to get, like, the real history of this world that's not tainted by the church's sort of whitewashing of it? And I think that the Mustari are going to be the ones, because they're completely separate from the church. So I feel like as soon as we go to wherever the Mustari are living, I think we're going to get some interesting lore from them.
The final roundup's actually
I hope that's where we're going
diverse.
next.
We're just about ready to announce the next leg of the race.
Okay. So what's the next thing? What's the next part of the competition?
And that's the bell! Thank you for waiting, ladies and gents. It's time to begin the second round of the tournament for the throne! First of all, congratulations to the 20 who have won their places on the King's Rock. You are now officially the winners of the first round. Let's give them a hand!
No sign of Luis. Even if he does plan to take over, suppose he's still not eager to play by their rules.
I haven't seen Juna this morning either.
I heard some nobles say she had a job suddenly come up. Better that the audience doesn't see her with us, anyway.
Now, at long last, we are ready to announce their next challenge. This time, the task for the candidates is recovering and offering a divine relic!
Oh, that's right. We saw the scene that talked about that.
A relic?
Don't worry, we're happy to explain everything. You'll not want to forget this, so we've arranged for you to hear it from an unforgettable voice.
So yep, so we're gonna be going after relics, and I think the Mustari are supposed to be the ones who have a bunch of the relics from what they were saying in that conference room. And so this is like a ploy for the church to steal a bunch of relics from the Mustari, is that right? Am I remembering that correctly? And so that's why that guy was super upset about hearing that. I think we are going to the Mustari stuff.
Welcome to the stage, our guide, our songstress, the lovely Lady
I don't know how you get your hair like that, girl, but that outfit is kind of fire.
Obligation revealed, I suppose.
Chosen heroes! Your next destination is Altaberry Heights, the capital of the Principality of Montario.
And that's Hulkenberg's home, right?
You are to gather there by the deadline, with a divine relic in hand to offer the Sanctus Church.
Yeah, that outfit is fire.
Tragically, there are still heathens in this land who choose to reject sanctism. They care nothing for salvation. They cling to strange idols, calling them divine relics, believing them gifts from their eldritch gods. But their rituals are unstable, and their relics just primitive magic tools.
Dude's gonna get pissed.
It is time we put an end to this misguided witchery.
Man, the church
Take these relics
sucks.
from the pagan's grasp and bring them to the birthplace of sanctism, Altaberry Heights in Montario.
Okay, so we are gonna go to their homeland. And I think that one of Forden's goals here is to maybe get us to bow out of the race because we won't want to steal the relic.
Please deliver them to their rightful place in God's hands. May all our aspiring heroes be blessed with good fortune and the favor of God. I pray for your success.
Got a real presence before a crowd, doesn't she? Positively plucks at your heart.
Look at Hulkenberg.
Focus, Iceland, focus.
Dude. She's at the very least bi, okay? She may not be just lesbian, but she's at least bi. I think she's in love.
By the
Focus.
deadline of the second
That's
round,
great.
Altaberry will begin the festivities for the
I think she should go
Autumnal
for it.
Ontario Saints Day. This two-day event kicks off on Saints Day Eve, with the main celebrations on the day proper. And this
They'd
year's
be a hot
event
couple.
will be historic. His Eminence, Sanctifex Forden, will be personally sealing the collection of the pagan relics. To celebrate, the songstress Juna will be dedicating a ceremonial song. You won't want to miss this,
Are we gonna get
folks.
another
Now,
piece of music?
ladies and gentlemen, on my mark, let the second round of the tournament for the throne begin!
They're unabashedly ordering them to steal relics from pagan land now. That's plunder. They would steal our very culture.
That candidate's a Mustari. Small wonder he's so aghast. Forden's stooping to a new low.
Yeah, man, how are we gonna get around that, huh?
What do you mean?
By and large, the Mustari are a pagan people. Their relics are cultural touchstones, vital to their hearts and faiths. And Forden's just ordered us to loot them as we please.
But in our case, we won't even know what we're doing until Luis gives the order.
Either way, we're bound for Altaberry. It's further east. We've a long trip ahead of us.
Oh, my shoulder hurts. I don't care if it's the Crown Theocracy. You'd think they'd ask me a little sooner than the morning of.
Still managed to put on a hell of a show for him. Lady Juna, Count Luis has sent for you. And you lot too, I suppose.
Looks like our first job's come in. These men have me running all over.
These damn men.
We're back, Lord Luis.
Funny, isn't it? Since the Gladell incident, you've been inseparable from this gang.
Well, one has to keep one's chauffeur in line, don't you think?
Hey, heard you got a gig at the Sanctus Festival. Good on ya!
Thanks. Though I don't know if it's worth celebrating. Seems to me it's to keep Lord Luis in check. Putting me on stage the whole time might keep you from crashing their Saints' Day party.
And if we try anything, they'll use it as an excuse to blacklist you. Just the kind of shite you'd expect from those Sanctist stooges.
You need fear nothing. It is Forden who now stews in his dread, but he seeks the divine relics is common knowledge. But who would simply give up an idol on par with a god's reverence? He has all but commanded that we take it by force. The king's magic ruined his schemes. You humiliated him in the public eye. And in one desperate final grasp for authority, the fool has placed his fate in my hands. Forden's game will soon end. Let us at least give him the finale he deserves.
You know, there's a lot of JRPGs that don't really have enough focus on their main villain. Many do, but there's always some that like will have like a villain, but then the main villain, which ends up being like a god or something, which might happen here a little bit too, but who knows, isn't fleshed out, right? There's a lot of RPGs where the main villain, quote unquote, is not very fleshed out. This is an interesting way for you to be able to really flesh out a villain because we're literally working with him right now. It's like we don't have to like cut away from our group and see scenes with him. We're literally helping him with his plans, which is kind of wild. I was not expecting it. What are you planning?
What are you planning to do?
What? Do you need to hear it repeated? I will give Forden his death.
Oh shit.
And what of the king's magic?
You'll see soon enough. For now, you need only follow my orders.
I mean, we already know that he found a way to get past the king's magic when he killed him, because supposedly there was some kind of magic that was supposed to protect the king, and Luis was able to get through it. So, yeah, he might have a way to kill anybody who's protected by the king's magic.
Your task is to obtain a certain divine relic on my behalf. The artifact in question is a lance known as Dracodius.
Dracodios. The Draco implies something to do with dragons, I presume?
Suffice to say, the lore behind this particular relic intrigues me. You will acquire it in time for Saints' Day, and bring it to me.
Pretty high stakes, my lord. You sure you want this crop of novices on the job?
Rest assured, my other agents have their own relics I've assigned them to pursue. I've no urgent need for this lance, nor for them, should they fail.
Ouch.
I'll go along and keep an eye on them, shall I? You can bet that if they try and run off with the relic, I'll put a stop to it.
You certainly are attached to them, aren't you?
Well, it's their first formal assignment in your service, after all. I can be your eyes and ears.
So be it then. You may act accordingly.
So, my lord, where can we find this fancy lance?
Find your clues elsewhere. You have nothing further from me. Prove you think as well as you fight. May we both find success in the pursuit of our shared vision.
Well, we're back at the inn. So far, the only thing we know for sure is that it's called the Dracodios.
All right.
I guess we've got no choice but to go somewhere else and try to gather more information. Let's go. All right. Well, with the exhibition on, the other inns are full of revelers. All that carousing and yelling, it must be impossible to get any rest. But it's nice and quiet here, isn't it? So quiet you could hear a pin drop. We're a unique little inn in that respect.
Well met, eh?
You are? A divine lance, was it? That's some pagan crap, ain't it? Go ask one of them, not a Clamar like me, eh? Have you seen any Mustari around here then? Someone who seems like they might know more about it? I told you I don't know anything, didn't I? Find a crowd and you can bet there'll be a Musari or two there. Now bugger off. I think they might avoid crowds of people, if I'm being honest, but maybe it's worth checking a tavern or something. Okay.
I'm just
incredulous.
Excuse me.
I beg your pardon, but
Oh, it's you two.
have business
Why
with
address me while I'm enjoying a meal? I am a customer of this tavern. I have no obligation to respond to any unfamiliar fairies. If you want to know something, it's common sense to ask an employee first. Do you disagree?
Sure.
No, I don't. Well then, let's talk to the lady who owns the place, shall we? I'm glad you understand. Good day to you. Hey, I'm a top 20 candidate, girl. How dare you?
I'm just
Hey, listen.
incredulous.
Huh?
Can I help you? Something tells me you're not here to eat. Ever heard of a divine lance? Are you making a move on me? A divine lance? Not sure I'm the best person to ask about that sort of thing. No, wait. Someone outside was rambling on about that just a bit ago. Had a large mask on, must have been Mustari. He seemed awfully bothered about it. He was bothered about the lance? Sounds like he may know something. Any idea where he went? I believe he mentioned something about taking a boat to the island. He must be headed towards the coast by the Merchant's Bazaar, wouldn't you say? If we hurry, we might be able to catch him. Let's head for the Merchant's Bazaar.
Hey, listen.
I'm just incredulous.
Hey.
You're Mustari, right? Are you the one they were talking about in the tavern? We're trying to learn anything we can about the Divine Lance. Maybe you can fill us in?
You see.
Seek your answers from the chief, not me. He's set to return to the island via ship any moment now. He'll be wearing a mask and carrying a staff, both passed down for generations. If that's the case, we'd better hurry to the Merchant's Bazaar and search for a person in a mask.
Wonderful.
Indeed we will. After we talk to everybody.
So foolish, it arouses great pity.
You're that elder. You've got some nerve. How dare you show your face in front of a believer? You had a sanctoress executed simply to improve your status, didn't you? Immoral, blasphemous elder. And it's not just your filth. Lately there have been pagans loitering around, despoiling these areas too. You tainted, barbaric tribe shall be punished by His Eminence Forden, and by God.
Hey there!
Wow, did you hear what he said through all that crap though? About there being pagans nearby? At least we got something out of his diatribe other than a headache. I wonder if one of them is still around.
Hey, mister.
Let's search.
Wonderful.
What am I gonna do? Grand, innit?
Aha.
How's it going? You got it.
What is it?
I saw the village chief a moment ago. I had heard he was participating in the tournament, but he appeared genuinely upset. I wonder if everything's all right.
Hear?
Did you hear that? I don't think it's this guy, though. He's got to know something about the lance. Keep searching the Merchant's Bazaar.
Wonder if I could have been one of Lewis's.
Wonderful.
But that's... Now what am I
Stop!
to do?
Hang on. Yep.
Now what am I to do?
Okay, there he is.
Well
Whoa.
met, eh?
Check this out.
Hey, that Mustari over there. Yeah, dude is pissed.
I can't believe this. He would have them all take what they please. This same atrocity all over again. Damn him, and damn his crown theocracy. He's in quite a state. Though I can hardly blame him, with everyone ordered to ransack his homeland. For now, how to approach him?
They've really crossed a line.
They've really crossed a line.
Wait. You're not with the Sanctus Church. One of the few who aren't, it seems.
I don't know much about divine relics, but I know all too well what it's like to see your homeland threatened.
The divine relics are symbols of our faith. More than that, they are the soul of our culture, our history.
Followers of the old native beliefs worship idols that are known to conduct magic, which they call divine relics. But unlike the igniters of modern times, they are primitive in make and function, and often dangerous. So said my studies, at least.
Oh, far from it. Divine relics aren't primitive in the least. That's just Sanctus propaganda. Really, it's the opposite. Most of these relics are powerful beyond belief, and igniters are just our crude imitations of them. If
Okay.
you'd ever seen one yourself, you'd know the difference. They don't call them divine for nothing. With powers like that, they might as well have come from the gods.
You're that songstress. Didn't expect to hear all this from you, after what you said for the crowd.
Well, a job's a job. But as I'm sure you're aware, pagans aren't the only ones oppressed by the church.
You really are well informed. And it sounds like you know something of oppression. Did you perhaps come from the Mage Academy?
Details, darling. I've seen abuse of powers before, and I'd rather not see it again.
The other candidates seem bent on taking relics by any means necessary. But you all seem different.
To be fair, we are looking for one. The only relic we know by name right now is Dracodios.
The Lance of the Dragon God? So that's why you came up to me. I suppose anyone would want our homeland's greatest treasure. The Lance is no secret we're trying to hide. Truly, I hope mainlanders come by the scores to see it. Our village is on an island in the World Tree's embrace, where the Dragon God sleeps. On a clear day, you can see it from this land.
An island across the ocean. You mean Virga Island, then? 'Tis a large island in the inland sea. Most of its inhabitants are Mustari, and it remains the only place in the land where sanctism has not taken root.
I'm not out to abolish sanctism
I want to
myself.
move there.
I just don't want everything we believe in to be destroyed.
So that's why you're in this race.
I thought I could change the world. And then I saw the truth. What a fool I was. I've not introduced myself yet, have I? My name is Edeni. Take my advice. Forget about Dracodios. We can't hand it over, and you'll never reach it anyway.
We'd never take it by force.
We don't intend to take it by force.
Even if you did, you'll not find any ships that sail there. And that's only the first obstacle in your way. Take my word. It's no place for an outsider. It's time I stopped chasing a fool's dream. I need to face reality. And if you're smart, you'll do the same.
Well, sounds like Dracodios is on Virga Island somewhere. Is there really no ship passage there? This is the biggest port in the kingdom.
'Tis true. His words reminded me. Thanks to both sea currents and cultural tensions, the only merchant ships passing Virga Island embark from Montario.
But Montario's on the other side of the bloody sea. You can't seriously be suggesting we go there first and then loop back to Virga. We'd never make the deadline.
Then let's ballywell conquer this inland sea ourselves. Don't worry, chums. I'm on the job.
All right, our mad scientist is going to turn our runner into a boat, isn't he? I'm scared.
You worried about Lady Juna? Actually asking this time, not just prodding.
Shut up.
Tell. You still don't trust them, do you?
How can I? We've only known them for a matter of days. Look, the whole Gladell mess, you really think they're innocent?
Then let's go with them, yeah? Me and you. You do whatever makes sense to you, Del. You know I'll follow wherever you go.
You never could keep your mouth shut, eh?
What the?
Wait a second. You're not saying this thing can sail now?
Quite right. While you lot were hobnobbing at old Luis's soiree, I had his runner all to myself. And believe you me, I got quite an eyeful. Came away full of ideas. After all, this old girl wasn't designed as a land runner alone. All about modular design, don't you know? Flexible jointage. So I did a bit of tinkering.
But why? We'd not even spoken of the island until moments ago.
Island Schmeiland, milady. Look at the map. What's our shortest route to Montario, eh? A straight shot through the inland sea.
Huh. The man has a point. That never dawned on me.
Well done,
Besides, I've kept my ears open, what? Here there be monsters and all that rot. You'll need more than a ship for these waters. You'll need a proper sea runner.
Oh, right! Eurus, you weren't at the exhibition, so you wouldn't know. Forden already killed the big sea monster out there. It had a huge head.
Really? Don't tell me you're making the trip in that.
They're actually coming with us.
Why are you two here?
Bodyguard duty, Lady Juna. We're along for the ride, especially since you're bound for some remote wild island.
These poor newcomers are working so hard and you still can't trust them. Or is it me you don't trust?
I'm starting to think about some stuff. I'm wondering, we only have room for 2 more slots. I don't think both of these could end up being party members. But I'm gonna make a prediction now, and I have no idea if it might happen or not, but I can see something happening where one of these 2 brothers dies tragically in some way and the other one joins us. Like, if one of them were to die because of something that Luis did, the other would join us, right? Like, I'm wondering if they're gonna... I don't know if they'll go that far. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
We're here on Master Luis's orders. I'm sure I don't have to outline the pecking order there. Or do you have a problem with us being around?
Rather, we're running short on beds.
Oh, don't worry. Del doesn't take up as much space as me.
Oh, belt up. Besides, you really expect this rust bucket to survive a night at sea?
If you don't like it, leave. Nobody's forcing you to come.
Looks like we're crewmates then. Not unlike a sea voyage for a bit of fun, yeah?
I like Basilio. I think I'm starting to like Basilio, man.
This is a fine mess. Wasn't expecting them along. What do you think their angle is?
They suspect us.
They probably still suspect us.
I agree. We definitely crossed a line with the whole Gladel incident.
Suppose that's that, eh? I'll do a last check on her amphibials, make sure she's shipshape. Give me a shout when you're ready.
Okay. One thing that I might want to do, I don't think I ever went to an item shop to get more revival items. So I might want to do that before we leave. Because I think we were low on those.
Proper aces.
Hey!
Ah, you've come.
Now then.
Okay, the full heals, can't we buy those at the church? I doubt we can actually go there right now, but maybe we can.
Thank you kindly.
Where to?
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Greetings. Well then.
Knight's bracelet.
Can we
Did
talk?
we get one of those? I think we had like 2 of those ones, right?
Wonderful.
Welcome.
Let's not.
Young man! Young man!
Now what am I to do? Well met, eh? You!
You heard the rumors about that Gladel fella? You know, the obnoxious prat participating in the tournament in Louise's place? Apparently he has a vicious dog he brings along everywhere. I guess he's not Louise's subordinate for nothing, if he can keep a monster like that. Okay, you know what? I think this is where we're gonna end this episode. So, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and in the next one, I guess we're getting on that, which can now be a boat. All right. Well done, Nurus. I'm not nervous about it at all. Anyways, thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters: Darren York, ZTD, Chris Murphy, JW, Quinless, Vlado101, Bruce Wisdom, Black Mamba 90, Eureka Gecko, Kato Kuto, Shadow Raven, Hannah Kate the Great, Emily Kuzanoa, Philip Dougherty, Timothy Jansen, Skip, Naya, Turkeyfoot 27, Bean Curry, Nathan McComb, DWJ Media, Craig E. Christian, Black Ren, Barrettscape, and Nadia N. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.